Hi folks, in today's video I'm going to be toning etched glass, which sounds similar to stuff I've done before, but this is going to be quite different because it's going to be clear glass which is toned in the etched areas. So I've prepped a little panel. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll put it up to the light. It's only like picture frame glass, so nothing special. I'm going to be sandblasting it, 120 grit aluminium oxide, and I'm going to be going a little bit deeper than usual. So ordinarily etched glass, we're just going to sort of touch the surface with the grit, but I'm going to go over it quite a few times, just keeping an eye on it and looking. Do you want to see a kind of raised area where it's etched? So I'm just going to pop this in the sandblaster and then crack on with etching it, and then we'll pick this up in the kitchen. Right, so I've sandblasted that bit of glass a lot more than a standard piece of glass, but that's quite difficult to see. So if you look at this, it doesn't look any different than if I'd just done a sort of light sandblasting. But the way you can see that is to just shine a light on the edge of that glass, and then that will show you just how raised those areas are, because the light will catch the sort of raised edge that you're shining it from. So let's just put the torch on, and I hope this will be visible. So you hope you can see as that goes, that it's almost, you can see that there is a sort of 3D relief effect to this. And yeah, that just shows that I've got the result that I wanted. But that'll be like that all the way around, and that's how you want to check it, is go all the way around it and make sure that all of that has that sort of relief effect to it. And if it has, we're good to move on to the next step. Right, so now all I'm going to do is remove the vinyl, which doesn't really seem to warrant me talking you through it, but it's just slightly different than how you would be removing it if we were prepping to etch the glass. And the reason being, when you're prepping to etch this, you can just pick that out. It doesn't matter if you scratch the glass because you're going to be sandblasting it anyway. You want to preserve the glass and keep it as nice as possible, so I just wanted to talk a tiny bit about this, just because you just want to be a little bit careful. Don't just go haphazardly sort of picking it out, just sort of gently around the edges, and then wherever you can, try not to use the knife. If you can pick it with your fingers, do that. But otherwise, yeah, it's just a kind of little note to say, don't scratch the glass. Right, all the vinyls are moved, so we're ready to start tinting the etched areas. What you are going to need to do this is something black to go underneath it so you can see what you're doing. Well, not black, well, this is sort of a dark velvet, but anything dark, otherwise it's going to be a little bit difficult to see what you're doing. Excuse that sound, my dog is stood next to me just trying to cough up a hairball or something. He's making horrible noises. Anyway, this is the product I'm going to be using. It's called Treasure Gold, and it's like a gilding wax where you apply it with your finger. So downside to this stuff, it's expensive for a tiny little pot like this. I don't know, I've seen some places selling it for like 20 odd quid. And I mean, that is a lot, but the upside, it goes miles and it lasts ages in terms of its shelf life. Like I've had this pot for nearly 10 years, and you can see how much I've used, and it's still exactly the same. It's still fine to use without any degradation. Another bonus is it comes in different shades. So this is Treasure Gold. You can get bronze, pewter, silver, copper. So you could really kind of, do a really nice colourful piece as well. So I'll start by just showing you how to do it, and this is going to be very quick. I've tried to make this a short video, but yeah, just going to get this on your finger like that, and then just rub it around. And what it's going to do is all of those tiny little minute particles of the gold, albeit it's probably not real gold, will just get into those etched areas, and they won't rub off, but everything else will rub off the glass. So let's just do a little corner and then I'll show you. Right, let's give that a little polish. We will clean this with a glass cleaner afterwards. I'm just going to show you what this looks like with a little quick clean. Well, you can see from this side it looks pretty nice, but You know, that is what we're looking at there. So really, really easy and a lovely finish as well. You know, it's going to really bring out the raised areas without, you know, they'll catch the light a lot easier than they did before this was applied. So what I'm going to do is just do the whole of this, and I haven't got another colour, unfortunately. But there's a guy who I used to follow on Instagram and got friendly with. He's a lovely bloke, and his name is Jörg Malinsky, and he's a glass artist as well. He's much more advanced than I am, and he first started off doing a technique similar to this, but much more intricate. So he'll do tiny things, but he'll have this or something like this in syringes, and then he'll do like tiny dots along here and then wipe it away, and then you've got all the different colours because he'll have syringes loaded with colours. I'm going to put a link to his Instagram in the description because I think if you know, if you're a fan of glass art or anything like this, you'll love his work. It's absolutely amazing. And then just the real mind-blowing thing about it is you'll see something that he's done and think, that's fantastic, I can't believe how intricate it is, and then he shows you the scale of it and it's like the size of a matchbox, and it's just mind-blowing. But anyway, I'm just going to carry on doing this and then yeah, see what it looks like when I'm finished.